What are some brutal marriage truths that are not commonly mentioned? Wives are more likely to get left by their husbands when diagnosed with terminal or seriously life-altering illness. Self-reported reasons include, "I don't want to take care of her for the rest of my life. I have needs she won't be able to meet while sick," and "I don't want to go broke paying for all her medical bills." Pregnancy and childbirth are horrendous on a woman's body and are often used by abusers as a control tactic to make harder for her to leave. Honestly, girls, if he's pushing you to get a bun in the oven earlier than you would like to, think about what other controlling behavior you might be brushing off or excusing. Edit. Typo. That it's extremely easy to fall into a routine of being more like roommates. And it happens without you really even noticing. Then it's too late. Married men are happier than single men. There's no difference in the happiness levels between married women and single women. No matter how evolved your man is, it's rarely ever going to be a 50-50 split of effort in the marriage. More often than not, the woman puts in more work. Love is absolutely conditional. That all the little red flags and small mistakes over the years really do add up and make a difference in the long term. Once you get married, people just want to know when you are gonna have kids. They will ask from the day you get married. You'll never love everything about your partner. There will be things that annoy you and vice versa. Waiting for marriage to have sex is a valid choice. And there are, or can be, good reasons to wait. But what's often promised is a happy and lasting marriage, and/or an amazing sex life if you wait, and misery and divorce if you don't. Neither marriage nor human sexuality work that way. A happy marriage and a great sex life take work from both parties involved to cultivate, and they're not some divine or karmic reward for playing by the rules. Think about the worst things that can befall a married couple: family, infidelity, death of a child, severe illness, disability, job loss, bankruptcy, etc. More than one of these will happen over the course of your marriage. Do you see your partner managing them? What about you? You can throw 100% of yourself into trying to make your marriage work, but if your partner doesn't contribute or contribute enough, your marriage can still fail. Your very best isn't enough to ensure a long and happy relationship, it takes two. Married women get paid less, while married men and fathers get paid more. Marriages have peaks and valleys. You'll go through phases where you can't stand each other. Ending a marriage in divorce does not mean the marriage is a failure. I see too many people believing the length of a marriage is equal to its success. But in my opinion, the success is based on the love between the two people. My husband is my best friend. I intend to be with him for the rest of my life, but I would rather leave him and still love him, than stay married while hating him. Poverty comes in the door, love goes out the window. You will not like your spouse every single day. There may be days where you actively dislike your spouse. And that's normal. Note: I'm not talking about abusive situations, more adding some reality to typical marriages. I'm 48 and I've been married to ex. I divorced them both for being crappy, creating more work for me and dragging me down to their subpar levels. Should I have picked better? What am I, a precog? What I've learned is men get married to sink into their depths of slovenliness and have a woman clean up after them, pay half of the bills, give them children for them to ignore, make a nice house for their egos and provide regular sex. So it's pretty hard to understand all of that up front since they are pretty good at hiding their true intentions, and TBH, I don't think most of them do it maliciously. I think that's what they think the price of a pretty ring earns them. Smiley face. A couple of things they don't mention about marriage. Men do not think anything domestic is their job. Cleaning, dishes, kids, etc. Not their job. So if they do one thing domestically related, they think they do everything. They also strongly think that mowing the lawn once a week is the exact same as doing all the cooking, cleaning, laundry, childcare, etc. etc. Every single newlywed couple needs to get a housekeeper if you even hope to remain in love with your husband. I don't care what it costs. Don't go out to eat, get a housekeeper. Hell, have only one car lol. Otherwise don't get married. You will hate your life and hate him because you will be doing everything and he will be playing COD. Men can see the mess. If he were a king, he would for sure instruct a servant to clean. But he claims not to see it. He claims that your standards are too high. He will do it later. He wants you to give him a list. BS. He is lazy and he thinks housework is woman's work. And when he got a wife, it's because he was tired of cleaning his own place while you were dating. Celebrate Christmas? Expect to do it all, as a mom, wife. Don't expect your stocking to be full. SNL even made a skit about it. If you go on a girls' trip, you will come home to a trashed house. Just communicate is total, utter BS. You cannot communicate with someone who isn't listening, understanding. You can talk till you are blue in the face. Many men don't even see women as equal rational human beings. Let that sink in. Why would they listen to you? Always have separate money. Never give over your paycheck. You can co-mingle for the joint bills but keep some for yourself and kids. Men get married when they figure it's time. Sure, they love you, but it's not at all the same as how you feel about it. Am I bitter? Nah. Disappointed? Kinda. Salty? Yes. AMA. I don't think there are any about marriage itself. People often discuss all the negatives and problems they see about marriage or experience in their own marriages, but those aren't actually truths about marriage as a whole. Each marriage is different. A brutal truth you see in your marriage or the marriages of others is all based on your personal perception and your personal experiences rather than marriage as a concept. Marriage is a legal agreement, so the only brutal truths are the ones legally built into marriage. If you choose a religious marriage, you may be opting into other brutal truths as part of that religious agreement. Other than that, you and your partner make your own truths in your own marriage no matter how brutal you choose to make them. According to a study, 25 months after a spouse's death, 61% of men and 19% of women were either remarried or involved in a new romance. Women expressed more negative feelings about forming new romantic relationships. I also read that by remarrying, men are more likely to basically repair the mental damage caused by their spouse's death, but the same cannot be said for women. Marriage is most often an antiquated concept. It locks women into a systems that devalues their work, their worth and their autonomy. I had the notion that there was a higher purpose in a marriage, like a different level of commitment would expand my concept of love, even though I was previously pretty suspicious of marriage. It was not. It seemed like an inescapable burden. Not crapping on those unhappy marriages. It's just the concept of the institution that I have problems with. If you're not on the same page in terms of financial behaviors, not beliefs, behaviors, it will be extra hard if not impossible to achieve your goals. People change and there's no way knowing in which direction. Thermostat wars are real. Blanket wars are real. Deciding where to eat wars are real. Backseat driving wars are real.